Well, Arisha, it looks like 2024 could be the year of celebrity breakups 2.0.
Oh my God, it's almost like celebrities break up every single year, just like us.
Yep, just like us. So last week, we talked about the divorce rumors surrounding Bennifer 2.0. And now, news sources have come forward to add fuel to that fire.
Yeah, and if what these sources are saying is right, Bennifer 2.0 could be nearing separation 2.0.
Yeah, and I won't stand for it. True love will not die.
Oh, shut up.
From Wondery, I'm Brooke Sifrin.
And I'm Arisha Skidmore-Williams. It's Tuesday, May 21st. My parents' 41st anniversary. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad.
Oh, happy anniversary, guys. You're listening to Rich and Daily.
Paparazzi, rumors fly on top of the world on a diamond high.
So, Richies, last Friday we talked about the rumors that Bennifer might be in trouble. So, if you remember, people started speculating about a breakup when Jen showed up at the Met Gala without Ben. And then there were the reports that Ben was staying at a house in Brentwood without Jen. Plus, they hadn't been seen together in a while. But then, of course, right after our episode came out on Friday, we saw a photo of them together at a high school play for Ben's 15-year-old kid, Finn. And I was actually there. And I spoke to Jen outside. And I said, wow, it's so great that you came to Finn's
You
play.
say one thing about tips, I swear
And
to God.
she was like, no, I'm not. And this is real. And she was like, yeah, I wouldn't usually show up for something like this, but I was trying to get tips for my show that's coming up that I can't sell tickets for. I wanted to see what the secret sauce was. And I was like, oh, good idea.
Well, what's crazy, if we're going to speak actual truths here. Remember, I talked to somebody who was at this play. Remember, I was like,
oh, right. I
we're
didn't
not gonna
realize
say
it
their
was
name.
the play.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah, 'cause
yes.
I was like, it was a middle school play, and they were like, it's
Yeah.
actually really good production. But they were like, yeah, I saw Jennifer was there, so was Ben. And they actually were recreating that scene when they're in the boat from the music video. They like took over the
They stormed the
production on
stage.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, I've never seen them more in love. And they put to bed all those rumors.
So not only does she steal tips, she steals thunder is what you're saying.
I mean,
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm getting it straight from a source that obviously I can't share. I'm just consider me page 6. And
But
this is a
that
real
part
source,
is
not made up
true.
like page 6. Yeah,
That part is true. They did seem in love, right? Or whatever at this
apparently.
play?
But does this person know what love is? I don't know. They're on their like 4th relationship of the year. I love them to death.
Oh, I hope they don't listen to this show.
Me too. So we have, Ben and Jen at Ben's kids' performance. And then on Sunday, there was another Bennifer sighting. They were photographed driving around Santa Monica together. And in some other photos, this is what I like looked at this photo from so many different angles. He's like showing his phone to the paparazzi so that they can see he's got an incoming call from Bennifer Affleck, even though Jen was sitting right next to him in the car. And
Yeah.
maybe this is because I'm somebody who doesn't save anyone's number in my phone, but when I have been in relationships, I don't think I ever have their names as their actual full names.
What is it, like Pookie Bear?
No, it's usually like how I know them. Like they'll
Milk
still have
supplier?
like improv as their last name or like,
That's so romantic.
yeah. Or like they'll be like hearts or something. I feel like nobody ever has somebody's first and last name. Do you have Ross Petrarca in your phone?
I do, actually. Because I've had his number saved since before we were together. I've just never changed it.
You were
also-
Brooke for years until you're like, take that off.
Take that off and honestly bleep out the name of the company because they do not get promotion from me. I'm not kidding. Take it out. But
anyway.
maybe, okay, here's the thing. Maybe he couldn't find his phone, so she called it, because we do that all the time if I can't find my
True,
phone. That is
true.
possible, but also this
True.
looks so fake.
That's the only scenario that
Only
makes
scenario.
sense. But it's like, why are you looking for your phone while you're driving?
Were they driving or were they pulled over to kiss? Because they're in love.
No, they were pulling over to take tips from one of those like street vendors. They're like, whoa, did that guy give you an extra $1 for that hot dog? Give it to us.
Yeah. Either way, it's weird.
It is weird. It's strange. So then later on Sunday, Bennifer went to a movie event together at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica, and then they grabbed dinner at Soho House.
Yeah.
Couldn't
So-
be more in love.
Exactly. And, while it does look like these two are all smiles for the cameras, some insiders are saying that this might all be for show. What? So yesterday, a source told Page Six that things are actually so bad that Ben wants out of the marriage.
I hate
The
these sources.
source says that if there was a way for Ben to divorce Jen on the grounds of temporary insanity, he would, and that the last 2 years were just a fever dream.
This source has got a vendetta. I just assume this is a server that lost tips.
Good.
Or
I mean-
Virgo.
Yeah,
'Cause,
and if
like,
if she took tips from me, I'd think it was me, this secret
Just-
source.
Grounds of temporary insanity just seems like you're really just shooting from the hip here.
Yeah.
But the source also said that Ben has now come to his senses and understands there is just no way this is going to work. Honestly, this narrative feels so similar to 2002.
That's
like,
what I'm
I mean,
saying.
we're
Yeah.
not huge J-Lo fans, but just like Ben's the one that's been hoodwinked into this
course.
relationship, and J-Lo is, and it's like, again, I can't underline enough that I'm not a J-Lo fan, and I'm just like, this is such a like biased narrative. It's so stupid.
And honestly, like, again, I hate to give her any kind of props or stick up for her, but he always seems miserable. And I don't think it's
know.
because of her. He just seems
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
exhausting to be with.
Yeah. So another source told People magazine that a major cause of friction in their relationship is their different approaches when it comes to media attention. Again, they're just copying and pasting from
Exactly.
2002.
Yeah.
But according to this source from People, Ben hates all attention and it makes him very uncomfortable. It's almost like
I believe that. I mean,
maybe pick a different profession then. What did you expect?
good point.
But another People source who claims to work in the film industry, which, to be fair, could be anybody.
Yes.
Somebody who was a PA once on one student film is like, yeah, I'm in the industry.
Someone
Because
who
I was once
delivered
that person.
the Dunkin' Donuts to the set.
Yeah. But this person says that while Ben has always been impressed by Jen's work ethic and success, sharing her life is not his way because it doesn't make him happy and causes stress in his life and then in hers. There is no question their different styles clash.
So last night, we got another solo J-Lo sighting here in LA at the premiere of her new Netflix movie, Atlas. There was no Ben, but Jen was wearing her wedding ring. A very simple band. Is this like her regular wedding ring? That surprises me.
Well, it still had like the diamond or whatever on it.
Did it? Because it looked very plain to me. Maybe I didn't look closely.
I
but
didn't
it
zoom
just
in
looked-
enough, but
It didn't look like what I would expect a J-Lo wedding ring to
Yeah.
be.
I was too busy looking at Sterling K. Brown in those pictures because he is fine.
I did like
Um,
her outfit, though.
I
I'll say
thought she
that.
looked great, and then I read the comments. I was like, why is everyone hating on her? I thought she looked,
I loved her dress at the Met Gala, too. Like,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know.
That woman, oof. I hate her for how fashionable she is. It's just not fair.
Yep, that's the only reason I hate her, too.
But speaking of rings, the massive 6.1 carat Harry Winston pink diamond engagement ring that Ben gave Jen the first time they were engaged back in the early 2000s actually came up on last night's episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Now, Jen was there to promote Atlas and wound up telling a story about meeting Barbara Streisand, Liam's ride or die forever. He will literally murder.
Can
for
you
her.
have a one-sided ride or die? I think you both have to be
If anyone
together
can,
in
it's
it.
going to be Liam.
Okay.
If anyone can, yeah.
Okay.
But so Jen was telling the story about meeting Barbara years ago, and she briefly mentioned Ben by name when she recounted how Barbara commented on her ring by saying, "So that's a big diamond." And Jen said she just replied, "Yes, it is."
And this
Jimmy's
story
like,
made it on TV.
Should we cut to commercial? Because people are not going to care about this. But to any of our online sleuths trying to crack the Bennifer case, that was the only shout out he got in the interview.
Well, so
and same
what?
for Barbara. That's the only shout out Barbara got. So maybe she and Barbara are headed to Splitsville too.
Yeah, maybe. This is so stupid. Like, I'm sorry. Ryan Gosling is also doing press junkets for the Fall Guy, and is he talking about Eva Mendes? Come on. You know, let's
Ava
relax.
and Ryan agreed a long time ago that they weren't going to do red carpet events together.
Yeah.
And it infuriates me because it's like, some of us will do red carpet events with Ryan Gosling. Give
Yeah.
us a chance.
Yeah, does he want that though?
Irrelevant.
Is
Just
he
like
searching
Barbara
for
doesn't care
someone?
about being ride or dies with Liam, Ryan doesn't have to care about me, okay?
All right,
He's my
that's
ride
fair.
or die.
All right. So Arisha, I don't know. What do you think is actually going on here?
Look, you know, I love being single, and this has just solidified how much love doesn't exist for me.
Wow.
If Ben and Jen can't make it work,
Yeah.
we don't stand a chance. I mean, drop those divorce papers for Ross because love is dead.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I'm going to call him right now. I'll just send him a text. I don't know. Like, I think it could be true that they're breaking up. I also think this could just be nonsense that the media loves to stir up. You know, it's same as before. It's like, whatever, you know?
It makes me wonder how much of this becomes, because it's like, are there actually issues going on? And if there are, of course, they're being exacerbated by the media. And then it becomes, well, what is actually happening? Does a breakup happen because of the media, which is only happening because of the speculation, or were there always problems and this just gets amplified?
Yeah. I do think that they are different people in a lot of ways.
Oh, for sure.
Just the tipping alone is a really good indicator of that.
Well, like, she's Jenny from the block, and he's a Dunkin' Donuts diehard. Like, those two things.
She's like, it just reminds me when I take my hair out and I run up and down the restaurant floor stealing tips off tables. That little girl.
It just reminds me standing on someone's steps with a cigarette being like, why am I even here?
Exactly. So basically what we're saying is things are fine.
They've never been better.
Yes. You heard it here first. From Wondery, I'm Brooke Sifrin.
And I'm Arisha Skidmore-Williams. This is Rich and Daily.
See you tomorrow, Richies. If you like our show, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you're listening right now.
Be sure to follow us on all socials at Arisha Skidmore-Williams and at Brooke Sifrin. We love to connect with you.